Okay. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Val.
You said something about being the Wizard of Oz?
I said, good evening, citizens of Oz. I am the Wiz.
You should not be the Wiz at all.
I am. I'm not hiding behind my curtain. Just don't look behind the curtain. It's all good.
Oh,
It's all
okay.
good. Yeah.
Well,
We're gonna Hey, we ready to ease on down the road?
we are ready to ease on down, ease on down, ease on down the road. I just came from one road, but now I'm back on this road. So that's how that's gonna go. And we're gonna go like this. Hey.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Welcome to Talk on Tuesdays. I am excited to go ahead and say hello and say hello, say hello, say hello. How are you all doing on this wonderful, nice, warm evening in the Midwest? I think that's where we are. Yeah, we're in the Midwest. So there you
Yes.
go. So Talk on Tuesdays. We're here every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook group, as well as the main Facebook page and on LinkedIn. Hello, hello. And we're also on Pod TV, Roku channel. We want to thank Mark Lee for that opportunity. If you'd like to get more information about becoming a sponsor, we got a sponsor, Michael. Become a sponsor of Interludes on any of the platforms. Mr. Springer is going to put that in the chat for us. I appreciate that. And then also we also have Patreon. And that is if you would like to learn more about how to do podcasting, that is available on Patreon. And then also we have some of our exclusive footage because we've been doing this now for almost 3 years. So we're having fun and we are now the premier entertainment review podcast, entertainment show. That's what we do. And what are we going to start chatting about today, Mr. Womble? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk
Well,
about? What we
it's so
talking about?
much. It's so much. I'm looking at the time that we got. So
Mm-hmm.
wait for the time. I know we got a guest coming on in the next about 5 or 6 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, if that goes well. So this week here, we'll go with this. This week, Val the Voice and I we were talking about what do we want to discuss here, going on, and then during the week it was hilarious because you, Val, sent me a message, and when I opened the message, it was TikTok, and then I opened it. And then it went onto my phone, and I've been spending the last day and a half trying to get it off.
Oh
And it's
no.
hilarious because we had a conversation earlier all about TikTok. So
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is I think everybody out here is either aware of TikTok. Even if you're not on TikTok, you've heard about it. You know what it is. It's from this company called ByteDance, which has some interesting roots there and of itself. It's been in the news recently, not because it has lots of dance videos going viral or anything like that. It's because state after state after state, and now parts of the federal government are working to ban TikTok. So there's that guy who would like to be president. He'd have to go through Donald Trump first. So good luck with that one. Um, he's not the only one. So the state of Florida recently, you were telling me, Val, they did some work on trying to ban TikTok. What's going on?
Well, what's happened, and that's the reason why we have the Florida governor here, Mr. DeSantis.
I think that's long enough. Can we?
Oh, we don't need
I'm
to
trying
see
to
him
get
that
queasy.
long.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I was getting
hearing a
ready to
double
put this one
word.
up too.
Oh,
Yes,
this is
yes.
ouch, ouch. Ugh,
Okay, so
okay.
we'll move on. We'll hold here. How about that? Does that
Yeah,
work?
that's a nice neutral for me. Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
do anything that's
Woo!
triggering to you. I am so sorry about the
I was catching slavery flashbacks after that, and of course, you can't talk about that in Florida. Anyway, so uh-huh.
so so unfortunately what has come to mind is that in the state of Florida, Governor Ron
Florida.
DeSantis has now banned the use of TikTok in all public Florida universities. Like it's a thing. Like he's passed legislation and it's gone through the House and the Senate, and it's literally they're proposing it so they want to protect their education. This is kind of the push and the rhetoric that I've heard, especially when I was watching some couple of interviews on Fox. I have to watch Fox for stuff for stories like this, but it's
See,
a
we
little
do a
bit.
lot of dirty work for you all. Seriously, we do a lot. So,
We do
yeah.
a lot, but a lot of people feel that a lot of people feel in Florida and mostly definitely Republicans, they feel that TikTok is um, not in line with wholesome family values. That's what I heard, Michael.
Well, there's
And
more. There's a little bit more to it. Here,
no, no,
I can take the baton for just a
you
second.
can
So
take it.
it's
You can take it for time, but that's what I heard with
okay.
one of the interviews with on Fox, stating that
Yeah.
they just it's not a family value type of platform, and they said
Yeah,
when our
that's a
kids
lot of
going to the universities, they want to protect them in the same way they want to protect against
well,
critical race theory,
that's
all of
not
that
the
stuff.
reason. So as always, don't listen to what people say on Fox, or at least take
Don't
it with
listen
a
to
grain of
okay, so
salt.
I was
Yeah, come
misinformed.
to
Okay.
us for some. No, no, no. You're telling us what they said on Fox, and I'm just saying people come to us so they can get the whole story. So you gave us the part from Fox. Now y'all don't have to watch Fox. Now here's the rest of it. Here's the rest of it. TikTok it's not because the brilliant guy in Florida, he never comes up with his own ideas. State upon state, there have to be now about 23 different states across the country have banned TikTok for their official government services. So
Mhm.
employees in the government, if they're working there, as part of the state, they can't use TikTok. Now they're following the lead of countries. India most famously has banned TikTok. I don't know most people
Mhm.
know that. India, one of the largest and most populous countries on earth, has banned TikTok.
Mhm.
Recently, Sky News Australia, which is a service owned by the same person that owns Fox News in America, they also quit TikTok because of the security risk. Now, you hear people talk about morality, ignore that. People don't care about that. What they care about really is money and secrets. And their fear is that if TikTok is, which it is, owned by a Chinese company,
Mhm.
that that company can be subject to the will of the Chinese Communist government. And we've already seen some episodes, cases where TikTok in China has actually spied on journalists
Wow.
in America. They have
What?
gone after and looked them up, tried to get as much information as possible. Because as you know, when you use the apps, especially the ones that are free, they ask you about terms of service. They say, "Hey, can we access your this, your that, or this, or that?" And most people go, "Yeah, because I want to follow and do like the gritty." And when you do that, you give up all of the content. It becomes part of their library, and they get their way into your phone, and they get a way into your device and all of your information. And because the government understands that people use their phones for lots of things, official and unofficial, they have said there are secrets there, and
Mhm.
we don't want the Chinese government to get into the phone and therefore possibly into our networks. So it's so on the surface it sounds like old people just being old man and like, ooh, I don't like the kids, don't have the kids have fun, they want to go viral, don't let them go viral. I'm trying to keep them away from COVID, I don't want to have that viral virus. It's not that at all. So it's about safety, it's about security, and it's about invasion of privacy or possible invasions of privacy. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the whole story.
The
So I
whole
throw that back
story.
to you, Val. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on that?
So we'll go ahead and ask the chat. Thank you so much, Mr. Springer, for putting that in the chat for us. Should TikTok be banned here in America? As you just stated, Michael, TikTok's banned in a couple of countries, including India. That's huge for it to be banned there. And then just kind of it getting on your phone, like the example, I actually did a TikTok video. I sent it to Michael to show it to him, but I thought you could watch it, but I didn't think it was going to just go have a poly grip to your phone and be like,
A poly grip, yeah, yeah,
just
got
kind of
in
a
there.
poly grip thing to it. So
Uh-huh.
that's really hilarious. So I'm sitting here wondering, like, what are we gonna what are we gonna do? So I think our guest is here.
Yeah,
And thank
so
you so
so
much.
yeah, so we're just raising that. We'll get back to that as the issue progresses because it certainly is something we're going to monitor. But we do want to make time because people are making time for us. We want to certainly make time for them. We got some folks to introduce.
Of
Excited
course.
about it.
Ex-
Woo! There we
ex-
go.
exactly.
There we go.
So earlier last year, and actually a couple of times, I like to call her the friend to our show, Tracy R.
Oh my
Kincaid.
god, one of my
We
friends.
were, myself and
Hmm.
Michael, we were able to get our first IMDb entry on the website through her music video. So she's gonna forever be our friend to the
Woo!
show, and that is Miss Tracy Kincaid. She's here. Woo,
Oh
Tracy.
my God. Hi, guys.
Hey, hey, and we're catching you mid rehearsal. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I had to step into a closet, guys.
Oh no, see the things that people will do for you, Val. They'll step. A lot of people trying to come out of it. You stepped into one, and we appreciate it.
Aretha,
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Aretha's a little tied up now. I don't even know if she's going to be able to.
Oh no, no worries, no worries. We
But
we we, we got you. We got you. That means the world to us. So you're coming out of rehearsal for seasoned, and what's happening is for those of you that don't know, Tracy R. Kincaid, the songstress, the soulful singer, is also an actress, and she is one of the stars of a show on Tubi called Season, and there's is over a half a million streams. Amazing.
Woo!
I'm part of that half a million. I got like at
Choo-choo.
least several on there. Okay, and right now here. Hey, why y'all do that to me? Episode 5. I'm like, okay, I was waiting for episode 6, and then like,
Mhm.
oh, come on.
it's coming. It's coming. I promise you it's coming.
All right, cause it's there for you all. So if you don't know, I know that some of you are viewing us tonight on Roku. After you check us out here on Roku, on Tubi,
Thank
there
you.
is Season, and Season is a show that's based here in Chicago. It stars
Woo!
Tracy R. Kincaid. You mentioned that Miss Respect, Rita Tatum, she's
Mhm.
still working on a rehearsal coming in to. Oh, she's stepping in. Oh,
Oh
there
my
we
gosh,
go.
there she
Uh,
is. Woo!
RESPECT. All right, all
Hello.
right.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So we have both one of the stars of season that has started its first season on Tubi. It's there for you. It's season SEASONED, seasoned. And right now we're joined by both Tracy R. Kincaid, and now on our screen you got Aretha Miss Respect Tatum, who is the show creator, showrunner, director. everything, right?
And yeah, that would be it.
That's it. And
Aretha.
they're joining us from a rehearsal for
Mhm.
a live event coming up this Saturday. This
That's
Mhm.
right.
Saturday in Chicago. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
That's right. We have the season, the showcase, live
Mhm.
in Chicago, the Croc Center on April 15th. Showtime starts at 3. And we're excited because Season is a dramedy musical series. And I said,
Mhm.
well, we have all this great original music in this series. Why not do a live showcase and highlight the phenomenal Chicago talent that we have in our series?
Exactly, exactly. I literally just did a interview with Monique Lisa Johnson, and she is out of New York, and she did plays on that sold out the Apollo. It takes I like to call it intuition and grit to have things like that done. To get this series done, what did it take? What did it take, Aretha? Because I feel like you have this drive. It takes a certain type of drive to get a production done. What would you say to that?
It took a lot of faith. That was
There
it.
you go.
We've come this far literally by faith. As the
Woo!
song says, leaning on the Lord, because you're talking about no real budget, but God made a way one step at a time uh,
Mhm.
for us for us to be able to do it. And he blessed us to have some amazing talent that said, hey, I see what you're doing. How can I help? How can I get on board? So one by one, the musicians joined us, more cast members joined us, and people blessed us with venues so that we were able to shoot. So it's been a phenomenal journey to get to this point. And again,
Mhm.
it was a faith walk because often we think we got to have everything all together before we make the first step, but we made several steps, and God brought it all together.
And this was a very entertaining series. You checked it out too, right, Mr. Womble? You checked it out, right,
Oh,
Mike?
absolutely, yes. Because I'm like, what? I just someone say to him. I just went to said to Tracy, my favorite singer. I said, well, what you stopped this episode 5? What happened? I wanted to. What did Grace get back? Did she get back with the ex fiance?
The ex-fiance,
I
yeah. So
mean,
there was a lot of hanging
what happened with the
questions that we
pastor and the
had.
boy? I knew when that boy came in that room, I was like, you know what?
Something about to go
Mm-hmm,
down. Something about to go
mm-hmm.
down.
I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, okay. And then I'm like, waiting for episode 6. And,
It's coming.
It's
It's
coming.
coming. It's
It's
coming.
coming.
all
But
right,
but
so
for
so are
those
we
in
gonna
the
get a preview of the music? Will we get a preview of some of the music on Saturday? Are we gonna hear we gonna hear that Cougar song?
We are gonna get a
Woo!
Cougar song. Absolutely. Absolutely.
oh, it's gonna be hot.
Woo!
Hot.
What's
Hot
it
one.
what's very exciting about this particular production is that they're going to do a showcase for us locally here in Chicago. But I'm assuming that's being recorded. Is that correct, director?
No. So
It's
you
not
need to
So
being
get
if
your
you in the
recorded.
tickets.
Chicago
Okay.
area, hey, premium on those tickets though. That means
Tickets,
if you're in the
tickets. Get your
Chicago,
tickets in
get your
Chicago.
tickets.
Get
They're
your
only
tickets.
It's gonna be at the Croc
$15.
Center on 119th. This is a pretty large venue on the south
Mhm.
side, right off
Mhm.
the Dan Ryan, one of the major outlet, freeways here in the city. This is big time. I
It
mean,
is.
and if you got to see any of season one, any of those episodes, every single episode is filled with some of the best music, original music I've heard in a long time. And I'm telling y'all, that Cougar song. I mean, that Cougar song. I was rewinding on that one, like, whoa, that
I
was that was
know.
awesome. Tell us. So I imagine it's got to be a lot of fun putting this together.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We're actually having a lot of fun right now in rehearsal, going over because it's not just the musical performances. I've actually written a few skits to
Oh
for the
wow.
actors as well. So it's going to be an interactive show. We want audience participation. You can get up and dance to the music. You're gonna laugh. Definitely gonna laugh because we have some comedy there. It's gonna be a phenomenal event, and because season is streaming on Tubi all over You
Yes.
never know. We might bring a season showcase to your city.
Well, that was a hey, that was a question that we had over in our text on our chat line. Mr. Lee's here asking us, you think that this show may travel?
That would be in God's hands, but that would be, we're setting it up so that we can take this show on the road, literally.
Okay.
And let everyone check out season on Tubi and then come, to the showcase. And how often do you get to do that? Watch a show on a streaming service and then have an opportunity to meet the cast, to see the
Oh,
music performed
oh,
live on a stage. We are doing the 1-2 punch with this.
We love it. We love it. And like I said, we're so excited. I'm grateful, myself and Michael. We're so grateful that you guys took just a little time out of your rehearsal schedule for this. I have my ticket for Saturday, so I'm coming. I know, and I'm telling other people about this. And as we showed a little bit earlier, 500,000 streams
and
for the
counting.
And
series and
counting.
counting. So this is a
Hmm.
beautiful thing. Go ahead and support independent productions. That's what we do. We support independent productions. But I'll put it right back up here again for you guys that are in the Chicagoland area.
Yes.
Season the showcase is going to be here Saturday, April 15th, right on tax day. I don't know if tax day will actually be on
Hey,
Saturday, but
15
it'll
for
be
15. Spend 15 on the 15th and
it's
come
going to
see
15 on the
season.
15th. There you
That's
go.
right.
The Salvation Army Croc Center of
Croc Center,
Chicago.
right.
And
119.
it'll be there. And guys, if you want more information, we'll put that information in the chat. Miss Respect, Aretha, we're gonna go ahead and let you finish up your rehearsal that you got is going on.
Yes.
But
Thank you
thank you
so
so much
much
for
for
letting us
taking the
know.
time.
Well, thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us on. We appreciate your support. Season is on the road. Let everybody know. Woohoo! We're not old. We're seasoned.
That's what
Woohoo!
we talking about. That's right.
Right.
Go on, Miss Respect. There you go. Thank you
All
so
right.
very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so
Woo!
much.
Oh my
Season
gosh.
is on Tubi. I love the tagline too. You lived your life, now live your dream.
That's
And
right.
if we didn't
Mhm.
give y'all a little bit of the background, very little bit of background, because I'm encouraging you to watch it. I know that you'll enjoy it if you do. Three women, so-called seasoned, right? A little bit older,
Mhm.
and I say
Little bit
older
older.
now. They my age now, right? Anyway, a little bit older. Set out to live their dream. Their dreams was to sing. They've raised their family. They've had their 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 stability, and now they're gonna risk it all and have fun in that second half of life. Seasoned. There's 5 episodes there available on Tubi. Thank you. Yes, thanks Tracy and Aretha for joining us. Now the voice. You hit the movies this weekend.
I hit the movies on yesterday, but yeah, technically to me it's still the weekend, so I like to call it the
Well,
long weekend.
holiday weekend, a
It's a
holy day
holiday
holiday,
weekend.
holy day holiday. Yeah.
Holiday, yes. So I had the wonderful privilege of seeing Air, and this is the new film that's only in theaters that was directed by Ben Affleck. Oh my gosh, guys. Phenomenal cast, phenomenal cast. I have to go ahead and call out all the folks that are in here, but
And there's
definitely
the real star of the
the
movie,
real
right?
star of the
Right there.
show is the
In the
shoes,
red, black, and white.
Oh gosh,
Wow.
that's what I'm talking about. So here's the thing. You have these phenomenal folks that's in the movie, and I'm just gonna say Jason Bateman, Viola Davis, Chris Tucker, Marlon Wayans. Oh gosh. And then of course
Oscar, three
Matt
Oscar
Damon.
winners, right?
What happened?
That's
Yeah, and then
three Oscar
Oscar
winners
winners,
right at
and
the
then
top.
Oscar winners, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
And
You have
Viola.
yeah, right, and, Viola. So then you have Ben Affleck, who is portraying Phil Knight, who is the CEO and owner of Nike. It tells a story that many of us, if we weren't living at the time or old enough to remember at the time, we would not know. but just kind of like, why was everybody trying to be like Mike? Why was everyone at one point trying to be like Mike? And I'm telling you, Michael, I got a real education about regarding this film. When I was hearing the players' names that I remember seeing play, like John Stockton, Charles Barkley, and you're hearing these names and you're going, oh, okay, I didn't understand that. So Jason Bateman plays Richard. He's one of the people that's working at Nike. They've brought on Matt Damon's character Sonny, and he's the one that's most famously is the one who pitched having Michael be to represent the Nike shoe. And here's the thing: the one thing that I didn't know, they had a budget of like 250,000, but Phil, and that was Ben Affleck's character, only he wanted to have that split up among three players. But Sonny said, no, we're gonna go for one player, and the one player we need to go for is Michael. And it was something that he saw, and Michael, I was so nostalgic. I was seeing VHS tapes and cassette tapes, and they stayed so true to that era. Like he kept going into like a 7-Eleven, and I saw the Slurpee machine, and I just got so very nostalgic. But hearing the backstory and understanding that what something happened. I'll let you tell the most unprecedented thing that happened regarding Michael in these shoes. I'll let you tell that side.
Well,
Uh-oh.
one of the more interesting things, and I'll pick it up where we left off, is that
Mhm.
is here. This is a movie I think that everybody can enjoy because it's a movie about the American dream. And
There you
it's a
go.
movie about aspiration, inspiration, and people being motivated. And we
There
love
you
that
go.
here in Interludes. Aspiration, inspiration, and motivation. And it is a story about this family really who sees their opportunity to make a generational change through athletics, and they go for it,
Mhm.
and they get it. Now here's the thing, so if you don't know basketball, I think you'll be thoroughly entertained. Viola
Oh,
Davis,
yeah.
Matt Damon, that whole conversation
Mhm.
that you see there, it's really awesome. However, if you do know basketball, this movie
Mhm.
just takes it to the next level. And if you grew up like our next guest coming up did and have that information about Chicago, there are parts of this movie that are just hilarious. The exchanges that Sonny Vaccaro has with Michael Jordan's legendary agent, David Bob,
Mhm.
are just priceless.
Oh,
Okay.
and that's Chris Messina. He
Yeah.
was hilarious in this role,
Now
and,
that
um
is Val. I don't know if you remember it because David Falk was always around in Chicago.
I
He is
heard.
a person. That was him. That's as close as I mean. That was a really good representation of
And
him.
let me
With hair.
And let me answer the question that's there on the screen. Who
Yeah, go
played
ahead.
Michael's dad was Viola Davis's husband, Julius Tendon.
It's great. It's a great
It's
role.
great,
Now the
yeah.
picture that we see there is of Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker comes in. Chris Tucker's character is one of the two characters that Michael Jordan says had to be in the movie. So
That's right, Howard White.
right. They wrote
Mhm,
an early version of the script. Michael took a look at it, went back to Ben, went back to the team putting it together, and said two
mhm.
things. One, I want Howard White in it. He was instrumental in my story. I want him in. And two, because he's Michael Jordan, he said, I want Viola Davis to play
To
my
play
mom.
my mama. That's right.
So,
And
so
so
go forth, young men. Do that for me. I am Michael Jordan. I have spoken.
I have
And
spoken
and
right.
there they
And one
are.
of And then, who I didn't realize, Peter Moore is the gentleman who actually designed the famous Hang Air. He designed the Air Jordan, that
The logo.
logo.
The logo.
And unfortunately, Peter, it was said they gave a lot of statistics toward the end, but he's one of the folks that designed it. But unfortunately, recently just passed away just before they went into production for doing this film. What I'm going to do, since we are in the sports arena, I'm going to bring on Tony, but I gotta, I always have to do, I have to always do it.
Yeah, there we go.
I have
There
to
we
always
go.
do the
He was so
introduction for
cold for a
Tony.
second. I thought he was
Yes.
frozen. He was so cold, but there he is.
Yeah, but there he is. But here he comes. Here you go.
Man, I just get to thumping on feet for a minute, just ride.
Ain't nobody.
Hey, you couldn't have picked a better person. And the funny part about it, Mike, Val and I was talking a little bit about this movie, and Val, and I was telling her, I had an opportunity back coming out of Morgan Park, being at some of Sonny Vaccario's camps, and got an opportunity to meet him, talk to him during this whole time period of different things. He was a huge Adidas guy and jumped over later on. The other piece that I know Val didn't mention it, I talked to her about it. There's a documentary on YouTube called Air Jordan, The Shoes.
Yes.
And it is phenomenal. It talks about what you mentioned, Mike, about Falk, who mentioned about the shoes. The NBA said you had to have 80% white and then 30% color. And at the time, David Stern wasn't going to push back on that. So Nike said, I tell you what, Michael can wear whatever he wants to wear. Send us the bill. We're going to pay the fine for him. And because Converse had Bird, Magic, and Dr. J, right, Mike? The big three.
Yeah,
Nike had to figure out what they want to do. So Vaccaro was smart because he knew he had came up through the ranks. Now, the crazy part about it was Adidas, as we call it Adidas, they didn't think that Michael Jordan was going to be a big star. So no one flew him to Germany. So they said, you know what? If we wanted Michael, we'll just give him a couple free pair of shoes. And David Falk said, no, we're not about that. We need the whole package.
Hey, Coach, why would they need Michael Jordan to have Run DMC?
Exactly. But at the time DMC was coming through, who knew rap was going to be 50 years later, right?
Free advertisement, a free ad. My Adidas. We just walked around and talked about, we didn't even have Adidas, didn't even wear Adidas, rapping about Adidas. And of course, the initials, what the initials meant.
No shoestrings in them.
Did not win them.
Bought them on the ad with the fly strings in them.
So I can't let this go because Coach Tony's just so cool. He's just so cool about it. He's like, yeah, I was in the camp with Sonny Vaccaro.
I like how he ran right past.
I know he just ran right past.
He just ran right past it, just like it was nothing.
He's like,
no,
no, I know, but Sonny was checking me out, and yeah, okay, Coach. Okay, see you. You drop names, I'll catch them.
Hey, those back in the day, and we call it ABCD camps, and Chicago was one of the sites. We didn't have AAU like I tell these guys that I'm packing in trucks every weekend, taking them to events. We had Foundation for Student Athlete, FSA, and we played it from Cole Park to King to 31st Street to the West Side to the South Side of Chicago. And that's how we were on. We had, and that was our sum up AAU, South Side versus the West Side. Best two teams would then play against Indiana, Detroit, and Milwaukee in the summer. And Michael, a lot of people don't realize when he got there in '84, Mike, you could tell them it was all about Chicago Bears. We didn't think we were going to have a basketball team.
A basketball team? Coach Tony, I'll tell it. I remember growing up as a kid, and you couldn't give away Bulls tickets. Okay, you could not give them. It's like, what you want to go? Don't you want to go see Reggie Theus?
Oh, you want to go see? You want to go see Artis Gilmore? Who?
No, no, I don't want to see Artis Gilmore. I don't want to see double zero. No, I don't want to see zero. I don't want to see none of them.
Exactly.
I want to go to Chicago Stadium. That dump. Why would I want to go there? That
Oh,
place
and don't
was terrible.
forget, Mike. Don't forget, if you're gonna go to the old school stadium, let's tell the people like to say, got to give the people. Tell what is it, Val? Give the
Give the people
people
what
what
they
they want.
want.
And that
Man, you
was
got
back
it.
in the day. You used to go to the old stadium, sitting under the L on the west side on Madison, the Madhouse, and you had to keep your ticket so you can go outside at halftime to check and make sure your car was there. Man, trust me, dog. West side was
With
man,
the cigarette.
it was ridiculous, dog. Oh,
Well,
hey, that's Chicago, baby. That's the real Chicago.
one of my favorite lines in it, and I'm saying this because this has to do with talent, and we happen to be blessed tonight to have amazing talent with us joining the show. I love this line in the movie Air. There's so many of them. I mean, I think like the movie's almost full of these like lines, and one of them is a shoe is always just a shoe.
Uh-huh.
Somebody steps in it, and
Well,
we never
let me tell you
what
Oh,
something.
stepped in that
that was
shoe.
a really good one. Now, quickly before you answer that, Coach, have you seen Air?
I have not, Val, as you and I want to, and I've
Mhm.
got to go see it, and
Recommend it.
because I got the ones, and the reason why I want to go see it because the twos was the year I came out, and that was they dropped in 1990, right before the Bulls end up going on their heyday run for a decade,
Right.
right? So that's
Uh-huh.
why I love the Deuces. You know what I'm saying? I love them. But speaking of stepping in a pair of shoes, this young man that we got tonight,
Speaking
Mike.
of
Mhm.
talent,
He from, as they say, from Cashville, Tennessee, as the little
Wait,
young folks
what?
call it around here.
Asheville, what?
Cashville, Tennessee. You got to know that,
Okay.
Val. You got to be on with these young
I
folks.
don't know nothing about
right,
that.
You
Okay,
got to know
Coach.
that,
right.
Val. You got to
All
know that.
right.
He's
It's on
hot.
TikTok. You find
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You know, he did his thing around Nashville. Always underrated. Always overachieving. You know, came out of Hillsborough High School.
Mm,
Who just happened to go back to the state tournament this year. The kid ended up choosing Furman University. You know, Mr. Big Shot in the madness. We're gonna talk about that. Is none other than my homeboy, my guy, Mr. J.P. Pagias.
Woo!
Drop the mic.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Look at
It's
that.
so clean.
Oh,
It's so
oh,
pretty.
oh,
Look at that.
oh.
Woo!
What's up, kid? What's up,
What's
kid?
going on? How you guys doing?
Man, we
Great.
good, man.
Great.
Welcome to the show, baby.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Thanks
Oh,
for
man, it's all
coming.
good. JP,
Yeah.
it's been the journey. I was talking to Val. You know, we got to get Val up to speed, JP, on our sports all the time. And I was talking to her the other day. She was highly excited and highly impressed about you, man.
Yeah, man. I try to, every time I go out, I try to make sure somebody knows my name. Somebody new learns me. Somebody, I get to. And this year, I got to do it even more often. But just kind of showcase my talent, and not only my talent on the court, but the type of person I am off the court.
JP,
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet they know your name in Virginia.
Oh, ouch. Oh, ouch.
Yes, sir.
Ouch.
Yes, sir.
Ouch.
Most definitely.
All
Yeah,
throughout the Commonwealth.
that too.
JP, oh no.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Mike, I tell you, Mike and Val, this young man has been special to me. Not only, being an opportunity that he and my son and other little guys grew up together here in Nashville. We're gonna take this journey, JP. We got to take them back on the journey, man, so they understand your flight to where you are today. This young man almost didn't have the opportunity, Val and Mike. The pandemic hit at the time that he was a senior in high school, and my son and all those guys getting ready to graduate. And they were on a tremendous run in high school. And the big shot you think he hit against Virginia, Mike, he hit the same big shot against our high school. JP, just take us back to that high school time when the pandemic hit. And, tell the fans, how did you feel? What happened at the time? So they can really understand how the journey started.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I kind of feel like what you said, and just how I feel, around that time, around the pandemic, like it was just a roller coaster for myself and my emotions. Like you said, we were coming on a big run. We were creating history. We were winning games. We were on a roll. I was playing well. And that was actually the sub-state game that was to go to the state tournament. And it would have been Hillsboro's first time in a long time. And, we played a good team. And I ended up hitting a similar shot like I did against Virginia in that same game. But I think it was actually like a buzzer beater with no time remaining.
It was a buzzer beater.
But like I said, we had good momentum. I had, a couple of schools starting to take notice after I hit that shot. But then, like you all know, unfortunately, the season was shut down due to the pandemic. And I'll say it was probably, internally one of the hardest times for me, simply because, although I was just starting to get recruited, I didn't have any scholarships. I didn't have any offers, and I didn't really have that many coaches looking at me. But, my family, shout out to, my mom, my dad, they gave me words of wisdom and just told me to keep pushing and told me that, trust God because, he works in the most mysterious ways. And, as long as I keep working and praying that, my blessing will come. And so that's all I did. I mean, I worked my tail off in the pandemic, even though I didn't have the resources because of the pandemic. I was still able to run, exercise, do the simple things that I want, that anybody can do. But I took advantage, and then sometime in the summer, usually, kids play AAU basketball, travel basketball with their teams. And we didn't get to do that at first, and we didn't know if we were going to that summer. So, that even created more like frustration for us. And, I just didn't know if I was going to have another season. And fortunately, we did around late, probably around August is when they mostly start letting kids play basketball again. And, I'll say that all the work that I put in from March to that time, it started to pay off. Our first tournament that we had, I balled out. I ended up getting my first offer from Belmont, I think. And then it kind of just flowed from there. And luckily the school that I'm at, Furman, they were the second school to offer me. And, I made my decision to go there, and then pretty much the rest was history.
Wow. Yeah.
And Mike and Val, I must tell you, mom and dad, we got a little mom. They West Side Chicago babies. Even though they on the West Side, we still gonna love them. We South Side, but
I know. And you grew up in Nashville. Is that correct, JP?
Yes, ma'am. I did. Absolutely.
Okay. You grew up in Nashville. So it's a lot of pressure, I feel, can be on someone as young as you when it comes to that audience of an NCAA and tournament. Like, I'm thinking about how does that feel? But then hitting that game-winning shot, like, what was going through your head? Like, what was kind of the maneuvers that you were doing? Like, what was going on when you were coordinating those things with your teammates?
Yeah, I'll definitely say, even to your point when you said, with the magnitude of the game and the crowd, we played in the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. That's the Magic's arena. So, and it was pretty packed too. So I think it was like 20,000. That's the biggest crowd that that not only me but our teammates played in front of. So I think it was just, it was definitely some adrenaline rushing, but it kind of added, just a bigger magnitude of the whole situation. When we were up, we felt like we were on top of the world. When we were losing, we felt like we had to go through just a bunch of obstacles to win the game. And I'll say for me, my kind of thing in that situation was just staying in the moment. Never. I'm pretty much a steady guy when it comes to the game, because I know there's going to be ups and downs. So when it came to, that shot, I think we had a guy on the free throw line shooting 2 free throws to put us down by 1 or 2. And I just knew that we had to make a play. And luckily we got a good trap on, because we had to press him. And one of my teammates caught the ball. And then right when I seen he was about to catch the ball, I told myself, like, I want this moment. I want this shot. I've practiced these type of things my whole life. Just goes all the way back to playing in the backyard, counting down from 5, trying to shoot. Imagine you shooting the biggest shot of your life. And I think it honestly was a dream come true for me. But I was fully confident, I'll say when I took the shot, I feel like I crave those moments, and I'm born for those moments.
Excellent.
So I do have a question with that, because the movie that we were talking about before we came on with you is Air, and one of the kind of the pivotal parts in Air, of course, I think anybody who knows basketball knows Jordan, North Carolina. He takes a shot, national championship, and Sonny, the character Sonny Vaccaro plays, basically breaks it down for basketball fans and non-basketball fans that that play was designed for Jordan to take that shot. It was
Mhm.
all on what the youngest player there, the Dean Smith, had, and this was a make or break situation. So I got two questions for you. Before you get that ball, is it coming to you? Was that for you? Was it a broken play, breakdown, get it to you? Was it designed? And then the second thing is, because most of us may never know this, Coach Tony does, I'm sure. But what does it feel like when you get that ball and you know that it's either going in or it's not? I gotta take it.
Mhm.
Is there any hesitation? Is there any thought like, maybe pass it again? Or you just like right to the hoop?
Yeah, most definitely. It was pretty much a broken play. Like I said, we had a guy that was shooting 2 free throws, and they were gonna have to take the ball out. So he made the 2 free throws, and we automatically start, finding the man, trying to get a steal or somewhat. And they inbound. down the ball, and he kind of caught it in the corner. So one of my teammates had left his man to come trap my man. And once he trapped my man, it seemed like he was a little flustered, and he ended up throwing the ball, and one of our teammates intercepted it. So once he intercepted it, which kind of connects to your second question, I knew that, the chemistry that me and my teammate have, he's going to look for me in those moments. So when I did catch that ball, all I pretty much was thinking to myself is, I don't ever try to put pressure into my shots. I know that it's a make or miss game, and that, if I'm going to shoot it, I have to believe that it's going in. And so I definitely thought, once I caught it, I was just telling myself, just relax and shoot it. And I mean, I felt like that's what I did, and, ended up going in. So.
Yeah, that's great. Funny part about
it wasn't a program. It wasn't a drawn up play, but they knew if they needed a shot,
right.
take it to JP.
Exactly.
That's right. What were we going to say, Coach?
Get to the man, Mike. Hey,
right.
You got to get it to the guy that that's got the high potential. You got to get it. Right? And the work ethic, as he mentioned, is underrated. And I go back to a statement he made a moment ago when the pandemic hit. I remember that so well because I also counseled my AAU season. Had a lot of people, and I probably got one of the oldest programs in Nashville right now. This is our 21st year, 2002, 2003, and I'm still doing it right now. And on top of that, I forgot to say, Val, Mike, and JP, I forgot to tell you guys that Easter Friday, because my family watching, I'm going to get shot if I don't say it. I got a brand new grandbaby, JP, born to the world, and Miss none other than drum roll, Mrs. Olivia Nicole Patton. I'm going to call her Friday. Mama name her Friday, I'm going to call her Friday.
My favorite name.
Wow.
She came Friday night, and she was super long. So, JP, get ready because I got another point guard. I'm about to start. You got to start training her soon, dog.
You just got here. Come on,
Yes,
Coach. You just got here.
Hey, Val, I'm starting early. I'm starting way early. But, when you're looking at this and everything is canceled, and as you say, you got Belmont there, and Belmont's going through some changes. Coach Alexander's coming in, and now you got Coach Richie down at Furman. And the idea, stay home in Nashville, right? Got the crowd, got the family, got people that know me, or go hundreds of miles. What's that decision that you, your mom and dad sit down, took the trip to Furman during this time frame, and knew that this was not only the right school for me, but it was an up-and-coming program that was going to invest in me?
Yeah, most definitely. I give all the credit to, my mom and dad in those situations, because for a kid my age, 17 years old, making the decision that is going to project my future, that's one of the hardest decisions a kid can make. And so I feel like my parents did a very good job in the recruiting process. And, I knew that, my first thought was, I can stay here in Nashville, have all the support, have all, my friends and stuff, be able to see them. But I knew I had to make the best decision for myself, honestly, even if that was sacrificing, being a distance away from home. But I knew it would be better for my future. And I think it ultimately, like you said, it led to me going to Furman. And I feel like it was the best decision I could have made.
Oh, that's good. It's already sold out. And you guys talk about Coach Richie. He's solid. He's up for Coach of the Year, which is phenomenal. He made the great thing. And Val and Mike, out of the mid-major programs, Furman's ranked number 5 in the nation in that list and coming up. But JP, Coach talks about the standard. Tell us a little bit about what does that mean?
When we say, like setting the standard, I think that pretty much means, how good do we want to be in all areas? That's on the court, that's off the court. And then we look at what it takes to hold that standard. So, of course, on the court, we want to be a defensive team. We want to move the ball. We want to be great teammates. And off the floor, we want to be the best in the classroom. We want to be known around campus. There's usually that stereotype where teachers, don't really like athletes because they're lazy. They're lazy and think they don't have to do things because they play sports. So I think we just try to excel in all those areas, just building relationships and things like that. And like you said, Coach Richie, he really ensures and makes sure that we can set the standard every day. So.
Oh, that's all. And Mike and Mike, Val, I don't know how much you guys understand about the portal. And I know Mike probably knows a little bit, but Val, I don't know if you know about the portal and what it means, but it's the opportunity for the college kids through NCAA to have one free transfer because that has changed as of 3 weeks ago, and you're no longer getting the additional transfer anymore. You now have to set out a year. So having said that, the portal has been very nice to you. And JP, you about to be reunited with your homeboy, Patrick Jr., PJ, baby. So tell us a little bit about, having that portal as the advantage for Coach Richie to basically go take a mid-major program and basically turn it into a major program with everything. So tell us a little bit about that. And talk about how it's going to be with your boy, because Mike, Val, he got his homeboy coming with him. We talking about, dropping down, we know.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. I think Coach Richie understands, what the portal is like and things like that. And I think one of the advantages from the portal is that you're able to grab kids who already have college experience and knows what it takes and knows the intensity and the level it takes to play at the Division I level. And I think the good thing about it here is at Furman, they really care about your development. And, they all put a lot of energy into everybody on the team, no matter if you're the first man on the roster or the last. And that's why we don't have a ton of transfers and things like that. But what the good thing is also with that is that we don't have to go get 5 new players or 6 new players and basically rebuild a whole culture. And like I was saying, the standard that we talked about earlier, we're able to maintain the standard because the guys that we have, and guys are older now and they're stepping into different roles. So I think that's it definitely helps in the portal. It helps for recruiting because, as you can see, like you said, my boy PJ Smith, he's able to come in and see that here it's really a true family, and that he's able to join something like this. And he was super excited. Yeah, he was super excited here. He kind of got to see what it's like to be a Furman basketball player every day, and how hard we work, how much love we show to each other, to one another every day. So I think with him tagging along with this, I think will definitely be one of the best backcourts in the SoCon.
That's nice. Mike, Val, you got something?
I think I'll give that last question to Mike as we wrap up. Michael?
Yeah, just what's one more question about it, because you see, I
got one for
what you're doing. Yeah, and it's this real short. It's this because I am a fan of the game, but I'm a fan of those people that rise to that level that you seem to be destined toward within the game. And with another late player, may he rest in power, Kobe Bryant, there was that Mamba mentality. It's that I want the ball. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking that shot. And it sounds like you already have that. And so my question is this: did that come from practice? Did that come from just the confidence you had in your own game and being part of a team and leading a team? Or man, are you born with that? Where does that come from?
I honestly think it's a mix of both. I've always just had that confidence in myself as a player that, I can do anything that I put my mind to. Like I said, my supporters, my parents have instilled that in me. They've always told me that, if there's a goal that you have, you can always reach it. Don't let anybody tell you different. But also, I truly do believe that there's confidence in the work that you put in. I think that, I don't think that the greats that we have today in the game of basketball are that great strictly because of confidence. I think it's because of the work that they put in. And like you said, Mamba mentality, like how hard Kobe Bryant worked, or how hard Michael Jordan worked or LeBron James worked. So I think that's something that I definitely have taken with me, and I put it in my everyday life. I put the work in just so that for those moments, like you've asked before, how am I feeling? That's the moments that I feel most comfortable in because of the work that I put in. When it comes down to it, I'm able to tell myself, I've shot this shot 1,000,000 times. I've shot this shot, X amount many times. So there should be no pressure into taking this shot. And I think that's what led to my it's what has led to my success today.
And you feel that's transferable? Because I think it is. I just wanted to know if you agree with that. That's not just on the court. That's in the classroom. That's in the business world. Should you go in that route, possibly after a career in the league or however you go. That's not just basketball, right?
Most definitely. It applies in everyday life. And I think that's what we get at Furman here when we say it's also part of setting the standard. Is to understand that, yes, we want to be great on and off the court. So we ask ourselves, what is required? Well, you have to put the work in for it, no matter if it's basketball, if it's academics, if it's community service or anything like that. Like, there has to be reps and there has to be a certain amount of energy to put in for you to be successful.
Well, that's good. Hey, Val, and I don't know, Val, if you've got the thing, and I'm going to tell you about setting the standard. This is a great segue of setting the standard. The NIL has changed the world of everything sports. And JP, you hit it on the head a moment ago about the NIL, about the portal. The portal is one side of it. Then the NIL is another side. Me and Mike always talk about that. And obviously, college basketball is balancing itself out with as a quote-unquote mid-major program because you got older players. How has that NIL helped you? Because I know now we got a merch opportunity for you and an opportunity for you to grow that and to grow what you're doing. And I know Furman is now putting that behind you. They're getting behind you, making you the man. And I'm excited about it. We're going to push you on this show. We're going to talk about you all the time. But how has that happened? And we want to make sure that that merchandise, our people who should be subscribing tonight, push the button, subscribe on this show, right? Interludes Talk on Tuesday, baby. And you want to make sure that we push everything out. So how has that been a benefit for you, JP, real quick?
I think it's all just been sort of a reflection of, like I said earlier, my work. I feel like, when you do good things and stuff like that, you get rewarded for it. So, thankfully I've been able to have a couple of NIL things come my way. And like you said, the partnership with Boosted and having my own merchandise that people can go and look at and support and buy. I think that's all just the reward of the work that I put in, but it's also helped me see what my reality can be if I work even harder.
That's great. Well, I'm gonna make sure Val and Mike get some of that merch. We're gonna be wearing that. But hey, brother, I love you. Hey, I've loved you from day one, baby. You've been in there, and Mike and Val, me and JP messed up a couple times in my gym. He had to put up some jumpers on me. We played a couple summers ago when the pandemic was there. I'll make sure the kids get an opportunity. But keep doing your thing. I have no doubt in my mind that next level NBA door is going to open for you. I have no doubt in my mind that you have already set the standards, and the sky's the limit, my brother. And I appreciate you tonight, JP, and big ups.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Seriously. Thank you guys for the opportunity.
We really appreciate you joining us, and good luck in your career, work as well as bat b-ball. Thank you so very much, JP. We'll see you soon. Come back and see us.
Right.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Coach said you said Furman go make him the man. He already is the man. They better
I know he already the man, right?
They better recognize.
What I'm saying, if they ain't recognized it, I'm saying it's like baking.
They got their eyes open.
It's like baking a good cake, Mike. They got to keep putting ingredients on it because Val she gonna want some pudding. She wants some cakes.
Coach, you cook it up best because you make your cake rise.
Hey, I make it rise right there, baby. I got it right there. Rise. You ain't been into that on this show right here, man. The rise. That's what we do. The NIL helping out the opportunity. But man, Mike, Val, we're going to continue to bring you guys content like this. And Mike and Val said it earlier from our earlier guests. You know, if you guys are not subscribing to one of the hottest new podcast shows that's making its way through the airwaves right now, because we're about to be major. You better get in before you fit in before we have to let you in.
Here he goes. Here he goes.
That was
And what's your good word for us, Coach?
buddy.
Hey, I love you guys, my brother, Mr. Womble. And of course, you are none other than who? Val the Voice.
Johnson, that's
And
me.
you know my words. It's been another great show, but it's time to I'm out.
Oh, there he goes. There's the
Hey.
coach. There he goes. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm sorry. Hashtag Womble Wednesdays.
Well, that's
What you
right.
gonna
I
be
mean, this
talking-
is Taco Tuesday, Interludes Extra Taco Tuesday with Val the
Mhm.
Voice Johnson, my humble self, and of course, Coach Tony, bringing
Mhm.
it. But tomorrow, hashtag Mama Wednesday, I'm gonna talk about another TV show, a TV show that I'm obsessed with.
Which one is
like,
this?
it's a little show on HBO called Succession, and I'm gonna talk about
A
it.
little show?
because
That's not a little show.
little itty bitty show on HBO. I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about the episode that dropped on Sunday that people being real quiet about. Now that happened on Sunday. Now this is Wednesday, y'all. So if you ain't seen it yet, go watch it now because
So
we're
there'll
gonna
be
talk about
spoiler
that.
alerts. There will be
Yeah,
spoiler alerts
alert.
that
I'm
on
spoiling
hashtag Womble
everything.
Wednesday.
It's like milk after 3 months. We spoiling everything.
Oh
It's
no.
good.
Oh,
No,
spoiled
it's
milk?
got to
That
get
smells
talked about.
horrible.
Oh no. That's how you make that cheese. And I love that
Oh,
cheddar, baby.
oh
Woo!
my gosh. Well, our audio podcast tomorrow will be the special interview I did earlier tonight with Monique Lisa Johnson. She's
See,
an
man, I don't
award-winning
nobody know
playwright.
what you're talking about.
What happened?
You're like, we talking to this audience. You're like, the interview I did earlier tonight. They're like, did we miss it? When did that
Yeah.
happen?
Right, exactly. So what will happen is it will be released on the audio show. Yes, it
Oh
will.
my
There you
goodness.
go.
Well, thank
That's
you
what
for
I
that picture. I appreciate that. Yeah, throw it back up. There we go. Y'all see that?
You
Thank
see
you.
that? That's right.
You
That's
see
that's
that?
that's all New York. But anyway,
Oh, that's all New York?
that's all New York. All that beauty and talent,
Woo!
that's a New
In
York beauty
New
talent.
York.
In New York. There you go. That's a beauty and the talent
I
right
got
there.
to
But
start singing some Alicia Keys up in here, huh? What?
oh my gosh.
What?
Interludes is streaming every week on our YouTube channel. And we thank you, Mark Lee, for allowing us to stream on Pod TV. It's on Roku. You can go ahead and check us out there. And, if you'd like to become a sponsor or to be a guest, I will ask Mr. Springer. Thank you very much for being one of the best moderators on this platform. Go ahead, put that in the chat. But we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow.
Y'all gotta be seeing us next week, next Tuesday, because I know some of y'all came in and you thought you were gonna hear about some of them playing games. Look, we don't waste Coach Tony on them playing games. We want it to be set. Once it gets set, then we're gonna bring Coach Tony in with all his expertise and tell y'all how the playoffs are gonna play out. Okay?
There you go.
So we'll wait till it gets settled, and see who the real players are. The players. For the player of all players, the coach gives his notes.
There you go. There you go.
So
And
you better be meeting us next week for that. Because y'all
there
know
you
the
go.
NBA playoffs will be underway for real next week.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see who's going to make it. I can't wait to see who. And Mr. Womble, what's your name?
Well, my name is not Val the Voice Johnson because I didn't get to talk to Monique tonight. But yours is. And this has been Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. I'll see you tomorrow.